have never been as whipped in any relationship as I have been in this liaison that I have with Nabla. For the first time in my life, I'm like experiencing blind brand loyalty. I don't even know who I am anymore. Hello beautiful people, hi, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is where you're from. Hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. And today we are going to be discussing new makeup releases that have come up in the past 2-ish weeks, because I was bad at filming and it seems we've got a lot of catching up to do because the beauty world never sleeps. This series was started as an idea by Samantha March. I'm gonna link her down below, as well as the content creator playlist thing that she has for all of us that create this sort of videos. So if you enjoy watching a lot of these in a row, that's where you gotta go. But let's get to talking about new releases. So Ichiban Coffret, which I don't know who the fuck they are, is coming out with the Captor Sakura collection, which is an eyeshadow palette, a powder, blushers, and lipsticks, and that's gonna come out on the 24th of November. And my inner nerd is over the moon because I grew up with Captor Sakura and with Sailor Moon, and I legit wanted to be Sakura and have some magic fucking cards of my own. I blame that show on my love of tarot cards and tarot card art that I have nowadays. But look at how fucking stinking cute and on point the packaging is. Like, it's literally the things that were in the anime, and they're gonna, if they have international shipping and I don't change my mind months in the future as I usually do about new releases, they're probably gonna get my money because it's so on point with the show. It's cute. I really need to make a video about marketing gimmicks that get me, because as much as I try to be a conscious consumer, someone with cute packaging like this that appeals to my nerdish sensibilities, my former weeb sensibilities, comes up and I'm like, yeah, just I'm gonna make it rain. I'm gonna make it rain on you. It's shameful. I don't know any price points yet, but I think we're gonna find out soon-ish. Neve Cosmetics, one of the brands I tried a while back and had mixed opinions about. Like, the palette was shit, but the lip liner and their singles were fucking amazing. Came out with a Rebel Epoque collection, which is 3 eye pencils, 3 lip pencils, 2 lip glosses, and 3 singles, which can be used as anything you'd like. There's a cream that is cream rosy gold thing that can be used as a highlighter and an eyeshadow. Then you've got a blush that is more like a rosy mid-toned brown, and one eyeshadow which is a dark mauve. This is interesting, but it doesn't particularly inspire me in any way, so I think I'm going to say pass. One thing that really bothers me about Neve Cosmetics is that their eyeshadow pans are absolutely huge and thus expensive. And I think I'm more bothered by them being huge than by them being expensive, because this much amount of product gives me a bit of anxiety because I know I will never end up finishing it unless it's like a setting shade or something. So it's kind of, it takes more space in my collection than it needs to, and the only way I'm gonna give an allowance to that if it's a unique duochrome, multi-chrome, shifty type of thing, and these ain't it, chief. So I'm gonna definitely have to pass. Next, Juvia Place is coming out with the Warrior 2. It's already available and it's gonna retail for $20, which is quite affordable for everybody involved. It's a beautiful palette. It's giving me Wakandan warrior vibes, like the royal Wakandan guard, you know, because they had those red uniforms and they were completely badass. This is what these tones remind me of. It's a very beautiful palette, but it's not for me. I don't usually wear these kinds of shades and I feel that they're not gonna look that great on my skin tone anyway. But if you have a darker skin tone, if you have maybe a warmer toned complexion, I think these would look absolutely fabulous on you. And Juvia's Place is known to cater to people of color and their skin tones, so it's like 100% sure that these would look fucking amazing on you. So go check it out if you're interested. Speaking of darker skin tones, Colourpop came out with a new collab with Karrueche. I don't know how that is pronounced. I'm just gonna put a bar down below where you can see her name. Basically, this is like their second or third collab. And what I really liked best about this collab were the promo pictures, because we're usually used to seeing promo pictures that have mainly a white cast or white passing, and I really liked the fact that this ethnic but promo picture had mainly people of color, black people, Hispanic looking people, just visible people of color, and it was quite a breath of fresh air, because, you know, I know it doesn't cater to me, but it was an aesthetic. It was aesthetic as fuck with the gold and the green and the color of the skin tones is just fucking gorgeous and beautiful. And I like that Colourpop, being an American brand, has finally started to cater to such a large minority body in the US that is the people of color. Like, if it was an European brand, like an Eastern European brand, I rarely give those flack because we're all white as fucking snow, most of us. And there is still this great undercurrent of racism for our minorities, which are mostly still kind of white compared to the minorities in America. But as an American brand, I think it's very important for Colourpop to bring this kind of representation to the table, and they did it beautifully, just absolutely beautifully. Let's talk about the collection itself. It's already available. It's 2 lip glosses, 4 lipsticks. 2 of the lipsticks, like the darker shades, look amazing. I need to see more swatches though, because I'm afraid that instead of coming out like these deep reddish sort of tones, they'll come out as poop colored on my lips due to the contrast, like the different contrasting undertones. So I'll have to see if anybody more cool toned swatched those. Then you've got 3 creme gel liners and the Brown Sugar palette, which retails for $12. I don't know how to feel about this palette. On one hand, it's a neutrals palette with a pop of those interesting duochromes. On the other hand, this really appeals to me. It looks very pretty. It looks different from the other neutrals palettes I keep seeing, and I'm like, there's the angel on my shoulder that goes like, Mia, you don't need it. You already have those browns in your collection, and if you don't, the other browns are gonna look just as similar on your eyes. And then the devil is like, it's an aesthetic, support them. So yeah, it's this constant battle going on for $12 eyeshadow palette. Embarrassing. Okay, let's talk about Kylie Cosmetics, which is coming out with something new every goddamn week, and I'm getting tired. So she's bringing out 2 palettes, which are the Peaches Extended palette and the Burgundy Extended palette. And I feel these are lazy releases. Like, you already had the Burgundy palette, you already got peachy tones in your palette. Why the extended versions. I'm not gonna lie though, I like how these look. Like the peaches, the burgundy, those are my tones. If she had like a very extended palette, I'd probably be all over that too. I'm not gonna purchase it because it's gonna be Kylie Cosmetics and it's gonna be fucking expensive and it's gonna have shipping that's gonna be expensive too. So that's gonna be a no from me. But I do like the tones. But I like the tones because I'm a basic that likes pink and peach and burgundy. Objectively, boring. Boring, been there, done that, seen that before. So you definitely don't need it. You probably already have these tones in your collection already. Okay, MAC is coming out with a new collection in selected markets. I don't know what that means. I didn't find any more information at the time of writing this list about which selected markets that meant. It's called Pretty Punk and it's very interesting looking. Like you've got that eyeshadow palette which is purples and cool tones and greens and the blues, and I fucking love it. And if I didn't have like already most of that palette in singles, and I would totally get it, but I have singles from Nabla and NYX and Luxie that are quite similar to what is going on here, so I definitely don't need a duplicate. But the color story is so beautiful and I love it. It's quite unusual. So if you don't have duplicates of this color story in your collection, I would definitely go grab it. It's inspiring as hell. Then you've got 2 lipsticks, which is a pink and a black, and 2 glosses, which is a silver and a pink. Pretty on point with the pretty punk idea of it. Speaking of Colourpop, they came out with 30 shades of a brand new foundation stick and it's already available. Now, I never get foundation online like this because Colourpop swatches are whack. Like even their lipstick swatches are so different from what they look in reality on other people that I'm wary of their lipsticks, let alone a whole foundation which has to perfectly match or you're looking like you're wearing a mask. So I think this is a neat idea. It's expanding their like base face product line. Smart release. Just I'm not gonna get burned by ordering foundation from Colourpop which I can't swatch and I don't trust the swatches on the site of. So there is that. Speaking of online and on site, Morphe came out with their holiday collection, which is 2 15-pan eyeshadow palettes and 1 pan highlighter palette, brushes, and a slew of lip products, which is just fucking excessive. But then again, it's Morphe, so why am I even surprised? The eyeshadow palettes look interesting, and I'm having an internal debate whether to buy from Morphe at all or not. Because on the other hand, they haven't done anything too villainous. Like the only thing they've done is like push their codes in our faces and buy off influencers and do Jaclyn Hill dirty and have shitty customer service, which is not a capital sin compared to the rest of the tomfoolery the other brands were up to. But it still leaves me with a nasty taste in my mouth, and I'm not sure I would get past that when using the palettes. Like, I'm not sure that whenever I would dip my eyeshadow in a Morphe pan, I wouldn't get salty about how shitty they are. So I'm kind of on the fence because I really like the color stories they've been coming with lately. They've been steering a bit away from their boring ass browns. But I am not sure if I will ever get any Morphe because, yeah, because of the reasons explained before. Fenty Beauty is coming out with a Fairy Bomb Shimmer, which is like loose highlighters to put on your body, and it's already available and it's like $21. This is such a fucking gimmicky release. Like, Fenty didn't come out with any gimmicky stuff except like the body lava thing, but this is just, it's a ploy for your money, and don't get it just because it's Fenty. If you really want a body shimmer, you go grab any other highlighter in your collection, the ones you put on your face, put it on your shoulders, spray some Fix Plus or other setting spray, you're good to go. This is a cash grab. And not only that, but it's also very poorly timed because we're in fucking winter, except in Australia. And like half of the world is covered up. Australia isn't even their main market. So you're like 3 months late to the party, sis. And Riri can do no wrong in my book. But like, she did this time. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Because every time you criticize Fenty, just people fucking throw rocks at you, and it's fucking scary. Speaking of celebrity brands, Kim Kardashian West came out with just colored pigments to add to her permanent collection. So you've got 7 pressed, 7 loose. And the pressed are $18. The loose are $18 and the pressed are $21. You know, this is clever because she clearly is never gonna come out with a fully colored palette that isn't like a variation of a nude palette, because that is not her style. You don't see Kim with color on her eyes. Maybe a blue, once in a blue moon, and that was in her Mario collab. So this is quite smart because a fully colored eyeshadow palette will never be on brand for her, but she can release some colored pigments for those that something like this would appeal to. I'm definitely not getting it because like I have plenty of color in my collection. I don't need any from Kim, but it is a smart release, and if these are good quality, it's really good for her to have this in her brand just offering. Okay, next up, Makeup Revolution came out with 2 new collabs, and I just fucking take a break, Makeup Revolution, seriously. These are overdone, they're tired, you don't offer anything new anymore. Like, these are the same tired ass collab color scheme, and I know it's not their fault because probably the collab colors are chosen by the people they collab with, but space them out a bit. Space them out a bit. It's tiresome. You can't even keep up news-wise with all of the shit that Makeup Revolution is coming out. And excuse you. And you know I'm a Makeup Revolution fan, but this is just too much. So they came out with a collab with Natalia Siwiec. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. She's a Polish beauty guru as far as I know. So she came out with 1 eyeshadow palette and 1 face palette, all for $15. What I really like about these, the colors are boring as hell, but I like the packaging. It's an interesting way to like open and close the palette. It's nice looking, so props to them for originality. Then you've got a collab that is Obsession with Belle Jorden. In case you didn't know, Obsession is like a sister brand to Makeup Revolution. They're under the same umbrella company. As far as I'm concerned, they are Makeup Revolution, but like with a different hat. They're like Makeup Revolution trying to be someone else. So she came out with a lip gloss trio and an eyeshadow palette. The lip gloss trio retails for $88, sorry, and the eyeshadow palette for $15. The eyeshadow palette is cute, I'm not gonna lie, like it's cute because I like berry tones. Like, I am so predictable. I know what I like. However, it's nothing we haven't seen before. It's pretty though, and if the colors appeal for you, $15 is a bargain. I've seen some reviews where it says that it's got a lot of fallout, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with Makeup Revolution's formula lately, because they were having like a good moment where they, like, the quality was amazing, and then the latest stuff like the Emily collabs and this has been like Fallout City. So they gotta get their shit together, and they gotta get their shit together yesterday. Speaking of another brand that I love, so Nabla came out with two things. They've got their Pulp kit, which was like their Halloween release, and you've got 3 different kind of red tones in there. Like you've got a warm pink to reddish tone, you've got a terracotta and a blue based red, and it's already available on all of their retailers and on their website. I'm not gonna pick this up because me and liquid lipsticks don't have a good relationship, and I already have plenty of reds in my collection, so that is just a no. But I realized I am whipped because they're coming out with their Poison Garden palette, and that's gonna be on the 8th of November. If this were any other brand, I would roast it. I would be like, the fuck out of here with this warm palette with a pop of blue. What the fuck are you offering me? But it's Nabla, and I'm like, but this color scheme is so pretty, and it's in a formula I love, and it's Nabla, and it has that one dumb duochrome they always get me with. So I'll probably get this, which makes me a huge fucking hypocrite, but brand loyalty is a weird, complex thing that we can only begin to understand now that technology has advanced enough to see what's going on in the human psyche. Yeah. I'm not gonna be in a rush to get it. Like, I'm probably just gonna wait a couple of months to get more use out of my collection and the palettes that I've grabbed lately, but I'm probably gonna get it like in January, February next year. Yeah. Light Crime came out with a couple of things. Like, they have got their anniversary collection, their birthday collection is like their 10th birthday. I would say happy birthday, but you literally had a CEO that thought Nazis were a good Halloween costume. So I'm kind of out of well wishes, despite me being like, but she's not the CEO anymore. She's only on the board of directors. You could buy Light Crime now. And the angel on my shoulder is like, no, just don't. Nuh-uh. But yeah, they're coming out with lipsticks. So they've got like 5 OG shades and 7 new shades. You've got a 12 pan palette which retails for $44, and it's literally just another rainbow palette. Then you've got the Pocket Candy palette, which is just neutrals with 1 pop of teal, and that's $34. And I'm like, are you fucking... You're asking $44 for a 12 pan palette, but you're asking $34 for a quint? What the fuck are up with those price points? I do not understand in what world it's okay to ask me for 3/4 of the price for less than half of the product you would have in another. Could you not? Okay, they're also coming out with 3 extra small excess palettes, which are going to be in silver, rose gold, and solid gold. I understand it's an okay release because they do need some staples in their makeup offering, and I kind of understand that under the new management they'd be like, we get the aesthetic, we're gonna stick to the aesthetic 90%, but we're also gonna give you some neutrals to play with, which is quite smart. But to be honest, the only one that appeals to me is the silver one, because the rose gold and the gold one we've seen 1,000 times. But I don't wear silver enough to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna step all over my principles and my thought process in which I keep telling myself that they're problematic and buy it. Like, it's not worth it that much to me. Speaking of cute collection, Besame is coming out with the Peter Pan collection, which is just, it's fucking slaying me on a primordial level, because Peter Pan, mermaids, cute packaging, like, just I'm not able to dodge these bullets. I'm just taking them directly to my fucking heart. And they're coming out with a palette that's called Treasures of the Lagoon. That's $48. Then you've got a waterfall mist fragrance, which is a green floral with lemon, mint, and violet rose, which is a bit disappointing because, like, it's a fucking mermaid theme. Can't you just make it a very fresh, grassy, aquatic? Like, think Davidoff Cool Aqua, but with more, like, grass clippings thrown into it, so that doesn't appeal to me. Then we've got a golden sand bronzer and a pearl shimmer setting powder, both for $35, and they're like in shell packaging. And excuse you, miss, could you not? So the Makeup Shack, which is an indie brand, is coming out with the Majestic palette, which is gonna retail for $16.99. And I gotta say, I really like this color scheme. Like, indie brands have been bringing it to the table consistently with interesting color schemes lately. And I really like this. I might pick it up, I might not. I kind of have to put it on my indie wish list, because I do have like a wish list for indie stuff that I want to get. And I kind of prioritize it, and I may want something 1 month, and then after 3 months, when it's turn to get bought, it never gets bought because I've lost interest. But this is pretty nice, and I really do want to check it out. I've never had anything from them, so I don't know how the quality is. There is that. Too Faced is coming out with a pretty rich collection, which is a couple of highlighters and a palette. It's every other Too Faced palette ever. Reminds me a bit of a white peach palette with more warm tones thrown in. I'm not going to get this for the simple reason that it pisses me off that it has different sized and shaped pans, and that's not cool with me. I don't like it when brands do that unless it is laid out in like of a perfectly matched Tetris sort of arrangement. Like, I want it to be geometrically harmonious. Not to mention, it's a boring ass palette that we've seen 1,000 times, but like, I could have gone past that, but I cannot go past the fucking different sized pans. Why? I'm not gonna pick out the highlighters either, because I have enough highlighter to bathe myself in sparkle and shine and glitter for the rest of my life, and those diamond highlighters just seemed overhyped to me anyway. Okay, that was it. We have basically gone through all of the new releases that I felt were important and interesting to mention, or to which I could give witty commentary to. There were probably others that I have missed or forgot to mention. I don't care. You can't possibly keep up as a regular human being with all of the shit that the beauty industry comes out with. So, yeah. There's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm trying to put these out maybe once every 2 weeks until I start posting other videos more often, because I don't want my whole channel to be just odes to consumerism and will I buy it. So yeah, every 2 weeks on Wednesday or Tuesday, that's when I post these, so keep your eyes peeled. And I hope I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful whatever it is where you're from. See ya. Bye.